Hey guys, Noel here, and it is Friday night. It is Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving. We have the tree nicely decorated, stockings are hung by the stairway with care, and we also have Kara hanging in the game room. So, Christmas season is in fact upon us, and I am super happy about that. It's always Christmas in my head, but now it's Christmas for everybody else. So, something interesting came in the mail today. Hey, Leo, hopefully break is going well for you. And hopefully you're working on that 100-page essay for me that is due Monday first thing. Or you fail. There you go. No, I'm just joking. That doesn't exist. No one think not about school until, Saturday night at the latest. Yes, Christmas has come to my home. In fact, you can see my very cool Christmas stocking right here. Yeah, this was made. Yeah, that's right, Leo. 100 pages. I want it single spaced, and and I want pie included with that. Okay, so yeah, this is my stocking that I made actually when Santino was born. So it's got the 2016 on it. So something cool came in the mail today. It was a Beats of Rage compilation that I got from Etsy, and I've never really played these before, but apparently it takes the engine of Streets of Rage and plugs in all kinds of awesomeness, whatever the homebrew community can think of. So I don't know. We've got Ken, we've got Axel, and we've got Sailor Moon. So who knows what awesomeness will bewait. Is bewait even a word? Await us. I guess that would be the thing I'd want to say. That await us that we can behold. So Diego, thank you. I had a very nice Thanksgiving, and hopefully your family also had a very nice Thanksgiving. As per usual, we got Johnny Carson on right here. Retro Crush has Orange Road on. That is very good. I need to just basically sit down, watch some of that. I love the opening theme song to that. So we're going to start off with a Sailor V game, and we'll see how that goes. Again, I have never played a Beats of Rage before, so it sounds like to me that they're basically just kind of using the guts of Streets of Rage, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're using something more akin to, like the Final Fight engine. I have no idea. I've never played a Beats of Rage thing before. I've heard of it. It looks cool. This is apparently like the Mugen of beat 'em ups, and I've got a Dreamcast disc filled with them that I got from Etsy. So without further ado, let's get down to playing some Beats of Rage with Sailor V. Cowboys lost to Washington. I didn't actually see how that game turned out. Thank you for telling me. It seemed like it was a pretty close game, much better game. Lions game. I think it actually works out better for the Vikings that the Lions lost, that we can kind of climb up a little bit in the NFC North. So, it's all good. Either way, the Vikings have, they got to just win and win and win. That's all they can do. I always get super annoyed when people say, oh, tank the season for a good player. That never works. That has worked once that I've observed, and I don't even know how intentional it was. When Peyton Manning, his career basically ended on the Colts, his team sucked terribly, and then they got, I can't even remember his name. It was Andrew Luck. And they were quite good with Luck, and Packers Bears Sunday night. That'll be a good one. It's probably better if the Packers win for the Vikings, right? Because that way the Vikings can get knocked up closer to second place within the division. So, So we'll just see what happens. But the whole idea of tanking the season always really bothers me, because you don't just learn how to win out of nowhere. You have to know how to win. You have to have the momentum. You have to have the team chemistry. Because if you tank a season and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, we're going to try now that we have this college player who is completely unproven in the NFL. It's a risky and it's stupid. and you get a high draft pick, which obviously is good, but you have no idea how that draft pick is going to translate to the NFL. In the meantime, you will have created a culture of losing on your football team. International Channel for life. How the heck are you, man? We're going to start playing some Sailor Moon Beats of Rage. Now, this monitor has been acting kind of flaky again. I really do like hooking certain consoles up to it. But yeah, every once in a while, I don't know if any of you guys can troubleshoot this for me. It gets this blinking screen, and, you know, that's what ends up happening. So what I do to kind of get that to stop is I hold the menu button down, and then I turn off the monitor, then I hold the button in, and wait, did I do that right? There you go. There you go, I think, right? Nope. Gosh darn it. International channel. Stuck key on the TV. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's weird, though. Alright, let's try this again here. We have the PVM, but yeah, so there, if I hold that in, I think that takes me to the master menu screen, and then once I do that, it goes away. So we should be fine now. All right, so let's take a look at this. Movie options, how to play, Hall of Fame. Let's just start the game. What are our options here? Video options. Looks like we just have brightness, control system options, debugging, cheats A, total Rama. What the hell is total Rama? I don't know. Now let's just play this here. New game, easy mode. So we can be, looks like Sailor V, Katarina. Let's be Sailor V, obviously. Select your heroine. Nice manga art here. I'm liking the manga art here. So, looks like this has original English voice actors.
Roger that. Katarina out.
Stage 1. Pandora concert. So Diego and International Channel are chit-chatting in Japanese. Okay, so this looks like Streets of Rage with some oomph. We got some better quality music than you'll get from the Mega Drive here. Smooth gameplay, very smooth gameplay. Looks like that does drain a little bit of my health. Yeah, this is like CD quality sound here. Very interesting homebrew game here. Isn't that Japanese language? Yeah, I guess not. Voice acting's not bad, though. Gotta tell you, I am pleasantly surprised with really everything about this here. Interesting choice of music. It's kind of weird playing this with the Dreamcast controller. The punch button is where the B... I'm sorry, the punch button is the A, the jump is the B. Looks like they're using some Final Fight sound effects in here as well. So it's some lighting effects here. So we're hanging and banging. We're throwing some hands here. The bad guys seem to be all pretty similar. This kind of reminds me of the Mortal Kombat beat-em-ups that people would do reviews for, either on like the Sega Genesis or, in some extreme cases, even the Famicom. You know, basically kind of taking assets from various games and plugging them into a cool beat-em-up. So now we got some Final Fight bad guys here. So we got a little Punk and Slash here. Pissed Biker. So it looks like we have infinite continues here, which is good. I think, because it looks like once you get kind of KO'd, does the arcade thing and just lets you kind of pick who you want, which is always nice for a beat 'em up. Now I know that it looks like they've got other beat 'em ups here with like Art of Fighting, which actually would be interesting to check out, since Art of Fighting was, you know, originally I believe supposed to be a beat 'em up. Love the artwork here. Very nice. Hopefully everyone had a nice Black Friday. Oh, so Diego, you'll like this. We got some J-pop going now. Wow, this is great. These guys having guns, not so much, though. I think I've got my magical powers here. This sounds like a Seesaw song or something like it. Speaking of Seesaw, who did the music to Dot Hack Sign? I actually tried my first MMORPG today. I think it's called like Elemental Knights on the Switch. I just did a little bit with it. It's nice. It's a really pretty game. But I can't get into any serious heavy lifting with an MMORPG because those things just don't end. And I have other games that are like, you know, bookended. You know, they've got a narrative arc, and I want to get through those. I enjoy the story aspect of video games very much, and I enjoy the single player experience. So I enjoy like experiencing a specific game. I mean, it's cool to the idea of an MMO is cool, but I just don't want to spend all my time playing one game and, you know, not be able to explore other games that I like. Now, I say that as someone who is such a creature of habit that I pretty much have a set of like 5 to 10 games that I, you know, just play all the time in a sea of video games in my game room. So I understand the hypocrisy there, but still, I don't know. I'm just someone who just enjoys a good start to finish video game, and MMOs are just they're different. I don't know, but it's cool. I like it. Oh, you know what's Diego saying here, my man? F yeah, baby, freaking love J-pop. We all do in this live stream. You got that right. This makes me wonder if someone could actually get a Mugen on a Dreamcast disc, like a good Mugen game on a Dreamcast disc. Santino would love that. They have crappy computers, and Santino's always asking for Mugen. This pissed biker is no match for me. Wow. This is like waves of villains here. This store that I get this game on from Dreamcast is, from Etsy for Dreamcast is, they got a lot of interesting stuff like this. They're the people that I bought that compilation of Capcom versus SNK games. Yeah, that's good. Did Facebook upload get muted by chance? I don't know.
Besides, a signature room's all about sending a positive message. I couldn't agree more. Hear me all. You don't have to study or work. It's bad.
International channel, are you talking about that one stream that I did through Facebook? Yeah, I did that stream through Facebook because Prism wasn't working for a minute, and I just figured I'd give Facebook a try. And I didn't really like it as much because the comments don't get listed on the screen, and obviously we just didn't have our usual clientele. That's really weird. The Dreamcast just reset itself. This is a burned disc, so you can expect what you can expect from that. And also maybe says something about this store that I got this disc from that the system just reset itself. Golden Axe Arcade Remake, Final Fight Last Round, Bare Knuckle Next Generation. I'm Double Dragon. I'm interested in this Ryuko no Ken Neketsu. This sounds like Art of Fighting crossed with Kunio-kun. Super Fighting Spirit. Lots of interesting options here. I'm really tempted to check out this Final Fight the Last Round. Interesting to see Rugal right there. No, I uploaded some J-pop videos from Revolution. Some of them got copyright claimed. Yeah, it's weird, man. Even on Facebook. I saw it. It looked like it. Did you have like a video from like Nami Tamaki on there or something like that? Like, I didn't actually look at it, but I did see you posted a video and I liked it. I didn't actually click on it, so I don't know. I'll check it out. DCEvolution.net. Mr. Q. Do-do-do. Mr. Hager and his daughter Jessica. So we have Hager and Jessica here. Nice music here. Nice graphics here. Oh no, it's the Mad Gear. And so the legend begins. So this looks like someone did a really good remake of Final Fight here. And movie options. I would want to enable those movie options if we have any. Video options. Gamma. Sound options. System options. Again, just the usual stuff here. So we can turn cheats on if we would like. I'm actually kind of curious what turn the cheats on. I don't even know what those are. Hall of Fame, start game, new game. Oh, okay. So it looks like we can do the arcade Final Fight, the Game Boy Advance Final Fight, Final Fight 3, Spartan X, finish game to unlock. Ooh, so what is Final Fight 1 Remix? So it looks like it's got Guy, Hager, Dean, and Lucia. Let's go with Hager here. Metro City, a well-known crime capital, has been ruled by violence and death for many years. There's the Mad Gear Gang. Yeah, Nami Tamaki. Yeah, Daily Motion's good too. Yep. Some J-pop videos. Yep. So we've got Final Fight 3 Hager here. We have Final Fight 3 Hager with really good graphics here. So this is actually Final Fight. I mean, that Sailor Moon game that froze on us, that was based off of Streets of Rage 2. But this is clearly a really nice take on Final Fight here. Hager's wearing his 90s pro wrestler. Could be in a CNC Music Factory dance video. This looks great on this monitor too. I just wish I knew why this monitor had that issue where the menu kind of flicks on and off on it. And then, I mean, once I fix it, it fixes itself. I just hope it doesn't get worse. I mean, this monitor did not have this problem before. And I'm definitely one of those people that's is poison. I'm not one of these, like, open up the monitor people, because that has to do... I mean, you have to, like... break the circuit. You know, you have to, like, de-electrify the monitor once you open it up, and this is the whole thing. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, so... And if you screw that up, you get electrocuted, so... With Tyson is fighting tomorrow. That's another thing not to toy with, is Mike Tyson, because that dude, he's just the best, so... I'm curious to see how it turns out, you know? Tyson is at his fighting weight from his prime, so he looks very good. The question, I think, will be how his legs hold up, because boxing starts with the feet, and his particular style of boxing, which is a style of boxing that I like to practice, it all starts with the legs, and there's a lot of squatting and weaving, and the need for a lot of mobility and dancing around with your feet. So he's just got to make sure that he's got that going for him. And honestly, from his training videos, which again, you don't know what you actually are seeing in those videos. I mean, those might be edited, or they're definitely edited. But it's interesting to see how much of those training videos are going to transfer over to a fight. Of course, with Mike Tyson, he's got such insane power and such a good fighting style that, one or two shots can end you, so... Nothing but good things to say about this Final Fight remix so far. I mean, if I only really play this game for this game, it will have been worth the purchase price. I really should contact this seller and see if there are any ways to get Mugen planned through Dreamcast. Santino is a huge fan of the Dream Match games. As am I. Hager looks like Franco Basho from Fatal Fury. Yeah, he does. Well, Franco looks like Hager, I would say. And, Hager, I think... Hager's, there's, Damned. Hey, no, I think Hager looks good with this these arcade graphics with his Final Fight 3 outfit. I actually would like to get the Final Fight 3 cartridge. Now it's interesting because, you know, Final Fight got Final Fight 2 and 3 on the Super Famicom, and, you know, in arcades, they counted Final Fight Revenge as the sequel to Final Fight. And Final Fight Revenge is an interesting game. Definitely not a bad 3D fighting game, but it's a mediocre 3D fighting game. It's above average mediocre 3D fighting game. So it goes for an insane price of money that it's not necessarily worth. If for the gameplay, I'd say is worth it. If you do like Final Fight, nah, it's still not worth it. It's still too much money. No, I don't think any game should go for as much as Final Fight Revenge goes for on eBay. Nevertheless, if you're into Final Fight and you're into fighting games and you like the Sega Saturn, you like 3D graphics, and you like you know, really a good presentation graphically, then Final Fight Revenge is for you. But if you're looking for like rival schools with Final Fight characters, you're not going to get it. Hey, Rogue Drums, how the hell are you, man? We're playing the Final Fight 1 remix using a Final Fight 3 aesthetic. So now we're in the second level here. This actually just came in the mail today. So this is the first time I've actually ever powered this on or played this game. It's right here on the stream. So yeah, you guys are a part of history. Very, very, very minor history. Pretty good yourself. I'm good, man. Thanksgiving was good. For those of you who don't know, my wife is having a baby girl. So that'll be fun. You know, I will be, God willing, a father of a daughter, which, you know, will be hilarious. I really don't know what to expect, but, you know, I'm sure it'll be fine. So, obviously, teenage years is when it's going to get weird, but, you know, just because, you know, I have to be, like, threatening boys and stuff, so. What are your intentions with my daughter? I'll tell you what my intentions are with you. I'm gonna put you in the drywall. Seriously, I'm gonna throw you into the drywall. Music gets a little choppy here. I'm noticing here. Looks like Hager can't use his spinning clothesline right now. It really is interesting to play these games on. My daughter is 12. It only gets more interesting. Oh, fantastic. Don't let her date until she's 30. I probably should let her date before she's 30. Let's put Guy in here. I mean, you know, it worked out for me, I guess. I was quite the late bloomer. But then when I bloomed, it was pedal to the metal, my friends, so. Guy looks good. Guy's kind of got his, looks like his Street Fighter Alpha outfit on with his Final Fight Sprite. Good combo. Well, I've got Santino, too, so I mean, kind of the model I'm looking at is, like, Dweezil and Moon Unit Zappa. Like, it's actually kind of funny. It was before my wife got pregnant. I was listening to a lot of, like, Dweezil and Moon Unit Zappa, Frank Zappa 80s stuff. And, you know, I always struck me as, like, a beautiful son and daughter, you know, father relationship. And then, you know, not long after that, you know, it looks like I end up having a pregnant wife with a daughter. So Santino said he wanted a boy, but it'll be fine. And so was like, it's like you're playing with Psylocke or Chun-Li. He's like, oh, okay. But I think he's going to be a good big brother. Loading. I'm surprised you're having another kid. I remember when Santino was born and you were like, I'm going to have a son. Yeah. Yeah, it was great. It is great. Next, on a very special episode of Night Court, this red ninja savagely beats New York City toughs on a subway on their way to Night Court. I just remember the opening to Night Court had that like good saxophone song, and then it had like all these like gritty images of New York City, and then the cast with their names in yellow font. Here's Roxy. So this has got to be the Sega CD's Final Fight soundtrack, and I have the Final Fight Sega CD game, and it's phenomenal. So it's just been a while since I've listened to it, but yeah, this is definitely it. Night Court was really funny. I liked Night Court quite a bit. I used to actually listen to Night Court, and I had an antenna television for a long time when I was growing up, and Night Court would be on at Fox, on the Fox channel in the afternoon. And Fox, you got the voice to, and then I'd say you could see about maybe 30% at best of the picture. And so I just remember, it's kind of like listening to the radio. I'd listen to Night Court, and then I kind of get these faint images of what was going on. And it was I still enjoyed Night Court that way. And then obviously I do remember watching actual episodes. I remember actually one of my memories from the 80s. I'm not gonna say it was my first wasn't my first memory, but it was a memory from the 80s. Was there was a lunar eclipse and Night Court was on, and I remember my mom wrapping me in like a gigantic kind of kitchen dress of hers, because it was cold, and she wanted me to just be able to kind of like hurry out and see the moon eclipse. So I remember she like kind of wrapped me in that like it was a blanket, and then we sat on the swing, and Night Court was on the television. So that would have had to have been 1989. I want to say that it was a color television. If it wasn't a color television, then in that memory it would have been a black and white television, because we had a black and white television in our living room really throughout the 80s. And it wasn't until like 89, 90 that my uncle got us a color TV. Laugh TV on antenna has a lot of good stuff. Dude, I can't get anything on antenna. What channel is Laugh TV on? I have cable, so if it's through Spectrum, I can get it. But I'm so sick of having cable, because I only have it for the antenna channels, which are free. So I'm literally paying for these antenna channels. There's a couple good cable channels here and there, but the other reason I get is for AEW. But let's see, let's try Lucia. So there's Lucia. So now she's in Street Fighter V, I believe. Nice sprite art here. This looks like a really beefed up version of her Super Nintendo sprite. Can't recall. I know we get it at Work on Antenna. For us, Cortland, you need an attic antenna or a roof antenna even to get it. How would you do a roof antenna? I mean, and you'd have to like kind of like run a plug or something. I mean, I don't really have an attic, so I mean, my attic is basically a crawl space. I've not even been in the attic since we looked at the house. And the attic is literally just a tiny little crawl space. We have a basement. I mean, the answer then becomes, you know, do these antenna channels just go and decide to have internet streaming simultaneously with their antenna broadcasts? Because I know that Comet does that, because I used to watch... that's how I used to watch Babylon 5. I would watch it on antenna through Spectrum. I mean, through the cable box, even though it's an antenna channel, is what I'm trying to say. And then if I had to like go to bed or leave or something like that, I'd put it on my phone and listen to it on my phone. And that's how I kind of completed Babylon 5. Babylon 5, that was a great show. It took a lot of elements from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. No, that's not correct. Star Trek Deep Space Nine took a lot of elements from Babylon 5, I should say. Because Babylon 5 actually came first. In fact, I believe the studio that Babylon 5 was pitched to pretty much said there's only room for one sci-fi, you know, opera, and that's Star Trek. So they said no to Babylon 5, and then basically just used a lot of the ideas from Babylon 5 for Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Deep Space Nine, I think, did a really good job with the episodic format. Babylon 5 obviously focused less on episodics and more through a kind of a running arc. Yeah, Lucia is good for sure. Where is Sodom's health here? I'm going to stay with Lucia. Now, obviously the key with Sodom is you have to walk up to him. I got him. Yeah, so they still sell roof antennas, just running a super long coaxial cable. Interesting. I'll have to look into it. I know John Watson has a roof antenna. So this is the Street Fighter special stage here. Version of the beat up a car. I'm not getting the hollow sound when I kick, so... I don't even know if I can jump over the car. Where's the clock here? Alright, I guess you just kind of run out of time. Here comes Eddie E's level. Holy shit, never knew that. Interesting. I'm going to pause this and grab a snack. It is Oh, hey, Siskel and Ebert are on. Siskel and Ebert are on Johnny Carson right here. It has his Chevy Chase. Now that is a combo. I actually really like Siskel and Ebert. I don't like movie critics because I think that they just try to will their opinion on other people, and that their opinions are their opinions, and there's nothing wrong with their opinions. But their opinions are just that, they're their opinions. They're not these kind of transcendent truths that force other people to capitulate to. So, I mean, it's interesting to hear them kind of break down things, but at the same time, all it is just listening to somebody talk about a movie, and yeah. So I think I'm gonna have the last piece of pumpkin pie right here, live and on camera. So, 10:53. Yeah, the Pizza Rage compilation is it's pretty good so far. Um, I'm curious as to see the game that they decided to kind of make you play through other games to actually get. Yes. I would pay top dollar to see the ghosts of Siskel and Ebert fight the Young Bucks. 3 pieces of pumpkin pie today. That is some good shit. Absolutely. Ebert and Roper were okay, but Roper was just kind of, he came off at times as like a really insufferable yuppie, whereas I don't know. I thought that Siskel and Ebert had kind of like an easier flow, but sad. They both passed away, and it seemed like Roger Ebert had a really big issue with smoking, and he ended up kind of going out like Bobby Heenan, where they had to kind of keep kind of taking progressively more and more of his jaw, which then kind of disfigured his face, and it still wasn't enough, but at least he got some extra time, so it is what it is. But yeah, just don't smoke. I mean, that looks cool when Don Johnson does it in Miami Vice, but it's not cool when you end up, with emphysema and dying. Actually, that's what killed Johnny Carson too, because, he lived to be like an older man, but he's still smoking is the complications that finally got him. So we got our Biggie and our Puff Daddy shirt tonight right here. So too bad Sinister's not on right now, because I think he would appreciate the shirt. Yeah. I don't disagree with you per se, because I just don't like movie critics, Diego. What was it that you didn't like about them? Because I just think that critics are kind of snobs, and they don't appreciate they don't appreciate things outside of their own narrow bubble, which is, I think, a problem with a lot of people, and it seems to be more prevalent in bigger cities. And I'm kind of making that statement based on very limited experience, but I've only been to New York City once, but when I went there, the sense of it being kind of a world unto itself, I could see how someone could get lost in that very easily, and then lose touch with, the world outside of that. And these critics, they live in these big metropolitan areas with certain types of culture, certain types of peers, certain types of elitist attitudes. And I think that, harms them in terms of their ability to, analyze things fairly. They both criticize movies that I love to watch. I think they really hated Bloodsport, which is my all-time favorite movie. So they can go to hell. Not really. Hopefully they're not in hell. But so what's the movie that pissed you off? Because for me, it's Bloodsport. In my opinion, Bloodsport's the greatest movie ever made. watching Bloodsport really, people always like want to talk about like multiculturalism and stuff like that. Bloodsport was truly multicultural. It showed me as a kid who was watching it the beauty of all these different idealized cultural stereotypes and just different ways of doing things. You know, all the different fighters had their own styles. It was always kind of like, what's this guy's style, and how far can he push that, and that whole world of the the global tournament. It really made me appreciate different colors, different archetypes. The whole idea of Rotten Tomatoes is the worst. Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes seems really bad. Plus, Rotten Tomatoes can be easily rigged. It's funny because Trump's going on now about like how dubious online voting, or like not online, but the any kind of not through the internet per se, but all these like digitized voting systems, some of which involve just different kind of technologies and algorithms and things like that. And he's saying that can be manipulated. Well, we know that type of thing can be manipulated through the site Rotten Tomatoes because it's very easy for certain types of scores that are considered to be unfairly negative to be expunged from the site. There are a lot of YouTubers who talk about those kinds of things with movies that they don't like, whether it's Star Wars or Captain Marvel. How negative critiques get kind of kicked from the with The Last of Us from the score, or they kind of they have like a critic score and a fan score, and then the critic score is more highlighted, and then the fan score that is tending to get more manipulated by the shadowy powers that be. At least that's the argument. And with on the video game side of that, I think that definitely happened with The Last of Us Part 2 and the rating sites for that. So yeah, I think the more you get things online, the more potential there is for sure in terms of being able to reach a broader audience of people and have access to more information. But the more you kind of put all your eggs in that basket of online, the quicker you're going to realize that information is ethereal. It's not solid. It can disappear or be altered, and there's not really much you can do about it. So it's really good to have something concrete, right? That's why everyone says like buy the DVDs of things as opposed to just watching them on Netflix. Because if Netflix takes that shit down, you could be like, people could just say, well, did that series even exist? Because I thought I remembered that series, but now it's not on Netflix, so I don't know. But so, yeah, digital online stuff, non-material stuff, it's got a lot of potential for good, but it also definitely has potential for corruption and manipulation in very devious levels and methods. Anything from Van Damme, Chan, Seagal, Jet Li, yeah, they tend to shit on all those things. So I hear you, man. As fun as that Final Fight game is, I'm thinking I might want to switch pretty soon to a something a little more energetic, because it's 11 o'clock and I'm already feeling myself getting a little tired because I was playing with Santino for a lot today. So I don't want to like start fading like right even before the hour mark or the podcast of the live stream. So usually fighting games are pretty good at keeping me awake. What else do we have in here? This is like truly live television. Oh, stuffing. All right, good deal. Ooh, turkey. All right. I'll eat the rest of this turkey, and then we'll go back to gaming. Diego also hates Rotten Tomatoes. I've never used the site. I just know about the site from people like Yellow Flash or The Quartering. they're very critical of Rotten Tomatoes. And I mean, it's interesting because there really is becoming less and less of a need. I know, I was surprised about the turkey. There's less of a need for specialized critics because it used to be a movie came out, and a critic's job was to analyze the movie and tell the masses, is this good or not? Now, with the internet, you have a much wider range of people you can listen to that are going to be closer to you in opinion and not potentially have this kind of co-opting of the elite culture. I did see that I dropped the piece. I'll take care of it. So, yeah, I heard Last Jedi was one that they really pushed hard. The movie Showgirls, yeah, that Jesse from Saved by the Bell in not a lot of clothes. So, have I seen it? No. Have I heard of it? Yes. So will I check it out? Absolutely. Um, yeah, I mean, I think I saw some clips of it here and there on cable television when I was growing up. I just remembered it had Jesse from Saved by the Bell as a stripper. So, yeah. Is it a good movie? Is what I want to know. And by good movie, I mean, did you enjoy it and why did you enjoy it? Like, that's what I think a criteria of a critic should be. Did I enjoy it and why did I enjoy it? Did I not enjoy this and why did I not enjoy this? And then in saying those things, understand that that your critique is not does not have the claim on truth, but that it's just your perspective, and it is what it is. This is our 57th live stream, so and we actually did one on Wednesday because it's Thanksgiving break, so I did one Wednesday night. Thursday was Thanksgiving, and I usually do one on Friday nights. So, you know. Mm-hmm. It seemed like the other month that you started. Yeah. Well, originally, I wasn't even thinking of doing live streams on YouTube. But I started to see more and more stories about people on Twitch, and a lot of the stuff was, like girls like Pokimane and things like that. And so all of a sudden, like the idea of live streaming kind of like got in my head, and I thought it was, the stories about those girls was kind of funny to me, just because you had these kind of like cartoonishly beautiful women and these cartoonishly doofy nerdy guys, and that whole dynamic I thought was funny, and it was like it'd be kind of fun to kind of do my version of that, being a beautiful woman and all. But the other thing that really got me into wanting to do live streaming is I had actually been on a stream as a viewer of Classic Gaming Quarterly and had such a good time, and I got to interact with him a little bit. And then there was a guy who has a very nice channel that he's a part of called Famicom Dojo, and I actually bought a video game from him. His name is Vink, and he actually lives in Japan, and so I got to talk to him a little bit, and he had a very nice stream that he would do from Japan on Saturday mornings, and actually his stream is kind of the thing that I looked to the most in terms of how I wanted to format my stream. I mean, essentially just talk to your friends, play what you like, and have some knowledge about what you're talking about. So that really is, what I was thinking I wanted to do. And I gave it a shot, and I thought no one would show up. And Arrow actually showed up, and we hit it off really well. Other people started coming in. Diego came in, and so now we have our little tight crew, and then other people kind of come in whenever they feel like coming in, extra to that, and it's just fun to do, and it's a good way to just interact with people and You get to be on the 21st century equivalent of television. I always wanted to have my own cable access show. How are things going in Cortland? Good, except COVID is spiking here. We have 175 cases, at least the ones that are formally listed. Our city is, I think, about 20,000 people plus. And oh, thank you. Yes, I'm a great talker. Well, it comes from teaching, so. Um, um, so the COVID is not getting better here. It's getting worse. The college made it worse, and now it looks like we're getting outbreaks in other places around town. So college came in, it spiked. Then they put the college kids finally on more of a restriction, and now it seems to be, and this is just kind of speculation, but like places like the county office building or the school, like these places where you got a lot of people, uh, you know, in tight quarters, that's where it's starting to spike. Yeah, so California is getting worse. I mean, listen, as long as the big spreader institutions kind of chill and you're careful and you wear a mask when you go out, you should be able to live your life. Just be careful, for as doofy as Donald Trump is, and for as much as he kind of pushes, was in the presidential election, wanted to like kind of push everything to go back to normal as much as possible, so things with the mentality would be better for when he was running for president, so it wouldn't look negative for him. He pretty much just said, be careful but live your life, and that was kind of the gist of what he said. And he's right. I mean, we can be careful and we can live our lives and just use discretion, and just don't act like an idiot. Wear your mask. And institutionally, if you have big crowds of people, then don't. And when you can work from home as an institution, rather than spread stuff, opt for working at home. And then, yeah, they're between 50 and 70K registered voters, I can tell you. So in Cortland, there's 60K registered voters. Really? That is interesting. The county? That's got to be the county, right? New York vaccines are on hold. Cuomo is working on his plan. What the oh, God, Cuomo's such a... Dude, if you want to understand the urban-rural divide, you need to look at New York State and Andrew Cuomo, okay? Because I got into a kind of a spat with someone on the Noam Chomsky Facebook page. I am a huge fan of Noam Chomsky. I'm going to show you guys something here, okay? Now my politics are kind of all over the place, but one of my biggest intellectual heroes is this guy right here. It's my grandpa right here. Yeah, my grandpa. He's the freaking goat, beast, best of all time. But Noam Chomsky up here, I was privileged enough to be able to meet him and interview him, and he's one of my intellectual heroes. And I think he's been caught pretty flat-footed during the Trump administration. Facebook page. And this, like, Chomsky had this stupid quote that was like, "Oh, Trump's victory shows how fragile American democracy is." And in my response to that, he doesn't say these things on his Facebook page. I don't think he has a Facebook. He has an email that he chats with people through, and then he does interviews and just kind of lives his 90-year-old academic life. And God bless him. I hope he lives to be 150. But he's been, I think, way off on Trump. And, so I wrote, because God forbid someone who disagrees with Chomsky, the mass media, and the intelligence community actually gets elected by an alienated working class. So then all of course, all the, unhinged liberals started coming at me, and I don't really care. But one of the things that I was talking about is that, because these liberal people were like, "Oh, well, Trump lost the popular vote. Donnie Dumpty, or Trump, for whatever the hell they call him, is like, he lost the popular vote. It's like, no, you don't understand. There's urban bubbles of people, and then the rest of the country. Okay, and in New York State, it's very much like that. Andrew Cuomo is not popular outside of a handful of cities in New York State. I'm a teacher. Nobody likes him. Okay, you'd be hard pressed to find a lot of people in the teaching profession and in upstate New York that actually like Andrew Cuomo. Yet he keeps getting elected repeatedly. Why? Because in New York City and a handful of cities, like Albany, maybe Syracuse, and those cities have enough people in them to keep, jacking Cuomo into re-election when everyone else hates him. So, as a stating point, Cuomo has stated he wants to vet the vaccine. We are the U.S., not the nation of New York. That's really stupid. Cuomo is just in a pissing contest with Donald Trump. It's like those two, I think, when push comes to shove, actually do their jobs relatively well when it comes to COVID. Except Cuomo was much worse with his just chucking people in nursing homes. And then he's like, oh, well, other governors made the same mistakes. Like, no. You completely undervalued the lives of the elderly, and you were an idiot to let that happen on your watch. The county has 60K people. I saw the election night we have 40K registered. Interesting. He needs to accept the FDA is a national entity that uses double-blind test studies to approve the vaccines. Yeah, I just think he doesn't want to take Trump's vaccine. I think he wants to try to wait until Biden gets in office and then try to somehow credit Biden with the vaccine. And the fact of the matter is hang on, I'm picking up the turkey that was on the floor. The fact of the matter is that any president worth a damn in this kind of situation would, put pressure on people to get the vaccine. And Trump did that, and that's something he can hang. Trump's got a record he can run on. I don't particularly think he's the greatest thing ever. I'm not going to eat it. It's on the floor. It's got germs. No. Okay. What I'm going to do is eat this other piece of turkey that was not on the floor. I work out at the gym a lot, so that makes me hungry a lot. So I'm constantly in the situation where it's there's impending dad bod. But at the same time, I do a lot of boxing and curls and the speed bag and stuff. So I'm trying to make it so that my food and my exercise are complementing each other. So, but I am going to eat this turkey at 11:15 at night in front of people because I have a serious problem. So, yes. What was I talking about? Turkey, Andrew Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo's a turkey. I don't know. But, I know why. Yeah. Trump and Cuomo, their egos are too big, and they need to put their political bullshit aside and just, do what you got to do. So, Cuomo saying I would deck Donald Trump if I ever got the chance. Whenever someone says that how tough they are, they're full of shit. Because if you're a strong person, you don't need to actually say how strong you are. You let your actions do the talking, and when you're challenged, you show the caliber of person you are. But if you're out there saying oh, I'm so strong. The Democrats, they know that Trump has this machismo WWF thing going. So they try to piggyback on that, and they just look stupid. I'm still baffled as to how Joe Biden won. And it looks like, he did win. But this is what I think happened. I think that people hated Donald Trump in big cities more than they hated him in the countryside. You know what I'm saying? People in the countryside had a more diverse opinion that was more sympathetic to Donald Trump. There are definitely some people that don't like him here. But I just think that the cities were more monolithic. And they weren't voting for Biden. They were just voting against Trump with such blind rage that, I think they would have voted for literally Satan instead of Donald Trump because they truly think Donald Trump is worse than Satan. I'm not a chicken, you're a turkey. Yes, thank you. I'm doing what I can to, Once I started boxing, I fell in love with it. I don't know if I'd ever actually do a match. I'm very tempted to, but at the same time, I've got a family, and I just want to get to the point where I'm as good as I can possibly be and can beat a lot of people, and whether or not I have to get into a ring to show that, like outside of sparring, like I'll spar with anyone whenever. But in terms of, getting into a match without headgear, I don't know, man. Like, it's super tempting. Like, I don't like headgear, but at the same time, I don't want to get, like, brain damage or anything like that. Because I'd rather vote for a dog. I'd vote for a dog than Trump or Biden. Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's been a movie about that. There has to have been a movie about a dog being president. This legislation is highly irregular. Woof, woof, woof. Or chicken, maybe. I know there was on The Simpsons, they had a movie called Hail to the Chimp. That was like a drive-in movie that Homer was watching when he was like stealing Moe's car. Because like Moe was going out with Helen Hunt. Or some lady that was being played by Helen Hunt's voice actress. But yeah, Helen Hunt was the voice actress of this character on The Simpsons, and Moe was dating her because Moe was Hank Azaria, and Hank Azaria and Helen Hunt were actually married in real life. The turkey was fantastic. So Homer steals his car. He's gonna like trash it to get the insurance, but before he like misses the deadline to trash it, because he was at the drive-in watching this movie called Hail to the Chimp, where this chimp was like the president was like, I don't know, like attacking all these like stuffed shirts and things like that. It was really funny. So let's try that. I got an idea. We're gonna beat this level, and then we'll go play a fighting game or something like that. So. We did just actually review Final Fantasy VIII on the YouTube channel. So that's tune into that if you're into the solo experience. If we can get to 900, then it's time for us to review Final Fantasy IX. This game, it runs well. I can hear the Dreamcast, having to do some loading here. And that does create some minor choppiness here and there. Overall, though, smooth gameplay, great games. And very interesting that you could get these games compiled on a disc for the Dreamcast. So, really speaks very highly of the Dreamcast's homebrew community and the kinds of stuff that are still getting put on this awesome, awesome console by Sega. Sadly, the Sega Astro City Mini is not going to be available until my birthday. So I'm not going to be able to, that was what I was going to ask for Christmas. And, I mean, maybe Epiphany, but I'm not going to be able to get that in time for Christmas. Because it comes out December 17th. My birthday's the 18th, and Christmas is obviously the 25th, so. The best political thing they ever did on The Simpsons was when Homer and Mel Gibson remade Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, and it like turned into this 80s action movie, where Mel Gibson just like had a machine gun. It was just like going crazy, like this, Rambo type character in the middle of the House of Representatives, and it was the Senate, because there was a filibuster scene in that movie, and Homer's like a reporter in the a reporter in the crowd. He's like throws Mr. Smith this machine gun, and they give each other a thumbs up, and he just starts like blowing everyone away. And the judge is like, "This is highly irregular," and then he like gavels a fire extinguisher by accident, and then the whole the whole congressional building explodes. You know? Yeah, that was fantastic. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully that whole political spiel of mine was coherent. It's I kind of I'll always think back to myself. It's like, yeah, this is pretty late at night. Am I making sense? I mean, I can usually tell when it's time to pack it in because, like, I was saying this the last live stream. If I mid sentence don't know how to finish my sentence, that means I'm falling asleep when I have to wrap things up. Because it means like I don't remember how I started my sentence because I'm that tired. I'll vote that turkey for president. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I would highly check out the episode of The Simpsons with Mel Gibson. It's very good. It was from the last great season of The Simpsons, the 1999 season. My wife and son and I were watching The Simpsons today because I actually had bought some episodes of The Simpsons on YouTube and I had forgotten that I had bought them. And oh man, the menu screen popped up. Can I? Hopefully, I can just exit out. Yeah, I can just exit out of it. Okay. Darn it. Go away. Man, I really, really like this monitor, and I don't know why this keeps happening, why this menu screen keeps popping up. If any of you out there have any political knowledge and you're watching it, last Christmas I gave... Yeah, dude, Last Christmas is my favorite Christmas song. Big Butterball Turkey. Last Christmas I gave my heart with their next thing. Exile also did a great cover of that song. Is he going to go away and stay away? Alright, looks like it. Alright. So what we got to do is... I got to get on this side of the screen, and I should be good right now. So this is a little weird. They changed this up a little bit. In the Super Nintendo version, or I believe the arcade version too, they definitely had barrels with weapons inside. Great music in this level here. It broke. I hope not. Lucia has this thing where her kick kind of glides her across the screen. If you could see the picture on this monitor up close, it's really great. And it gets along fantastically with these games. I mean, the JVC monitor does as well, but I don't know. The resolution on this, I think, is actually a little higher than the JVC monitor. I don't know which one really looks better or worse. But this looks really great, and I want to definitely use it because it looks so good with these video games. I don't know, that JVC monitor is phenomenal, though. I definitely don't want to neglect it. It's actually I think it's a more reliable monitor than the Gateway monitor, because I had the Gateway monitor for about a year, and it's only recently started to give me problems, but I've had that JVC monitor since I believe since I was at the old house. No, since I know I was at the old house, and that works like a charm. And that's from like 1989, 90. So yeah, they really don't make them like they used to. So this is gonna be Eddie E right here. Ooh, yummy turkey in a garbage can. Yeah, the soundtrack to the Sega CD Final Fight is just phenomenal. I don't know. There's not enough ways I can put over how awesome that CD is. That CD soundtrack is. You know, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm probably just gonna, for Christmas, I'll probably just ask for some kind of like modded, RGB modded PC engine or something like that, and some Switch games. I think that'd probably make me happy. You know what I really want to get? I want to get the Game and Watch and the Game Gear Micro. So those would be two good things to ask for. The Game Gear Micro, though, I have no idea how I'd be able to play that, because it's supposed to be, like, incredibly small. I always hear, like, the screen is about the size of a dollar, of a dollar coin. It's like, do you imagine Sonic the Hedgehog on your Sacagawea dollars? Well, now you can play the Game Gear Micro. Poison. You'll always be all woman to me, no matter what any weird fan says. Here comes Carl Winslow, Evil Edition. He's off screen, though. Dude, him being off screen really screws me here because... Oh, man, the service menu's back up again. Alright. Man! I'm just gonna keep Lucia going. Lucia's great. Dan Hibiki is apparently a playable character in the new Street Fighter V downloadable content. So that should be fun. I say that because Lucia is in that mix. They gotta get Maki in there, too. But, I mean, seriously, have you guys ever heard of that? Like a menu screen popping up spontaneously on a computer monitor? It said micro, yeah, I really meant it. Yeah, no, I mean, you know, everything I've seen online, it's insanely small. I mean, I guess the games are playable on it, but, I mean, we're talking really tiny here. I mean, the box, I think, is about the size of a cassette tape that it comes in. Oh, it went away that time. No, it's back. It was doing this kind of thing before. Alright, we're just going to pause this here. And we are going to beat Eddie E. I don't really watch TV that much, so I wouldn't know. The service menu is the secret final boss. Yes, it is. It also won't turn off. I'm just going to hold the exit button down and shut this off. Right, there we go. Now the service menu's gone, and it's back to this menu here. It's going crazy. No, it's been doing this. Like, it was doing this, and then I was like, oh, I gotta give up on this monitor. And then it stopped doing it, and then I found this other way to connect it, where I realized I could actually get my all my other consoles to actually work on it. And So now I really like it because all the games look fantastic on it. And for some of like the 3D games, I mean, they look great on the JVC monitor. I mean, they look phenomenal on the JVC monitor. But I don't know. I think there might be some 3D games that this monitor actually favors a bit more because I don't know, whatever. Just either way, I want this monitor to kind of be heavily utilized in the game room, and it works like a charm outside of those random menus episodes. Oof. Darn it, man. He's out of the screen. I can't even like see where the bullets are coming from. The only good thing about this is how good the music is on this game. Where are you, Eddie? That got him. Good deal. Alright, so this is going to be Relento's level. I was wondering if it would let me save, but guess not. Either way, it's all good. All right. So yeah, it just reset. The Dreamcast just reset itself again. So this Beats of Rage game, I mean, it's definitely interesting. I think I paid about $12 for this, and you know, I don't know. It is what it is. So interesting game, good gameplay. Some wonky, kind of glitchy stuff. I do got to see real quickly this Ryokono Ken Neketsu Dragon. Does it only do that with ROM hacks? Yes, it only does it with ROM hacks. My other games play fine. Now loading. I mean, I only get ROM hacks from this guy, so... And I can tell he just, like... He just burns these discs and slaps a logo on them. Alright. Sergio A. Enrico production. Very good. Alright, story mode. So this looks like Kunio-kun with Art of Fighting, guys. And great music. Ryo Sakazaki to find his kidnapped sister in Southtown. Robert, a friend of Rio, goes to Southtown with him. They have Spanish subtitles here. The Invincible Dragon and the Raging Tiger. So we're going to be fighting, looks like, Toto. Yes, this is a different game. Okay, so this is a choppy version of uh it's like a choppy version of Streets of Rage. Not Streets of Rage. It's a choppy version of not too choppy. Um with Art of Fighting got smoother the gameplay is starting to feel. Might just feel a little choppy compared to the Final Fight game I was playing. This is a clever ROM hack here. The Kunio-kun games are very cool. Their box art is phenomenal. They actually just had the Kunio-kun collection released on the Wii. Not the Wii, it's late. On the Switch. I didn't actually change discs. I just went back to the menu screen and selected a new game. There's Toto. Maybe less. Can I do my special moves here? Guess not. I mean, he is. No, I guess I can. They're just hard to do. I gotta be careful here. Once I started trying to do special moves, that's when stuff started going sideways here. Of course, he's doing them. There we go. Man. I shudder to think what bosses after this guy are going to be like. He's definitely weak against the Haoken. Might not have enough energy to pull it off. Ah! Good music in this level, and looks like in this game just in general. Damn well, I missed that. Probably gonna fall asleep soon. Yeah, same. Os. Jack at Max Bar might know. This is a very creative utilization of Art of Fighting. They had the Art of Fighting 3 right there. Alright, so this game has been interesting in a positive way, outside of some minor glitches here. But we are going to retire this game for right now. Yeah, I mean, I've noticed that any disc with a hand with like a label like this that you just kind of pop on. I don't know. In the Dreamcast, these kind of tend to act a little wonky, but still cool game. Okay, so we will. What do we want to do? We got the Dreamcast plugged in. We could do another Dreamcast game. We could do something else. Um, Hmm. I don't know, man. I'm kind of in the mood for some Sonic. Why don't we pop in our good friend. Good night, Night Rogue Drums. We'll pop in the Mega Drive Mini right here. All right. Well, let's see how this looks on the on this current iteration of this monitor. All right, so we're gonna swap this from HDMI to from SCART to HDMI. All right, and we'll power it on. All right, looks good. Sweet, sweet Mega Drive. What do we want to play here? Yu Yu Hakusho. Nah, let's play some Sonic 2. $19. 65. 9. 17. And start. Ah, sweet, sweet level select. Alright, come on here. 4126. 1, 2, 6. What the hell? Let's start with Emerald Hill. The Sega Mega Drive Mini comes with many, many cool games, including I believe in the US it's called Castlevania Generations or something along that line. I think it's called or no, Castlevania Bloodlines, that's what it was called. Yeah, it's a good game. I'm a little bit taken aback that the Sega Astro City Mini seems like it's only got Virtua Fighter as a 3D fighting game on it. They really should have tried to get the original Dead or Alive on there. Fighting Vipers would have been a really good choice. I mean, Fighting Vipers is available on the Sega, not Sega, on the PlayStation 3, so in the PlayStation 3's arcade store. But still. Run, Sonic. Run like the wind. I was talking to a guy Jillionaire the other day. And he's like, I will do a video on Mario versus Sonic. But it should be fun. Sonic. I am Super Saiyan. Alright. Well, that should do it for ye old Eggman here. I could get into the debug code and make Sonic yellow, but without spiky hair. I mean, it was really interesting stuff you could do with the game just by screwing with the just screwing with some random stuff. All right, let's do one more level and we'll call it a night. The Hydro City. Alright, there's that. Now, we gotta be careful not to get squished here. Or fall into traps. Like that one. Oh man! Well, there goes Super Sonic. Yeah, speaking of Guy Jillionaire, he did a great series on the Sonic manga in Japan, and how, really how different the Sonic manga was from what people in the United States were used to, with the, more grim and gritty Sonic the Hedgehog, contrasted then to the more cartoony fun version of Super Mario World. So. See, I can already tell my words are starting to slip. Not Super Mario World. I'm talking about Sonic here. The more cartoony version of the Sonic the Hedgehog morning cartoon that was on weekday mornings. Super Mario World was obviously the cartoon for Super Mario World. Out of Super Mario cartoons, the Lou Albano one was by far the best. And the other ones were okay, but they really lacked the charm and cuteness and just general level of awesome of Lou Albano Mario. Now, this level in particular is kind of a hard one to get Super Sonic in. Not because it's hard to get the 50 rings. It's pretty easy to get the 50 rings. Problem is that, Tails, get it. Alright. Because of all the drop-offs, Super Sonic's speed kind of works against him. So that's why it's always nice to have an extra shield. Oh, that's weird. We had Super Sonic, but the music didn't change. I bet it's because Tails was jumping on those springs. Come on, come on. Alright, up the spring we go. Through the loop-de-loop. Super Saiyan Sonic, baby, you got that. That's weird, man. Like, so Diego, for I don't know. It's not doing the supersonic theme. Good thing about being supersonic, though, these spikes mean nothing to me. Ah! Alright. You win this round. Alright. So, it is... Sorry, gang. It is getting a little on the late side, and I can feel myself starting to fade. So, I am going to wrap this up for right now. It's been fun. We all had a happy Black Friday, and we had a little bit of a shorter stream tonight, but, we did do the one on Wednesday, so this is kind of a nice, add-on to that. So, good night, brother. Thank you, as always, for being a friend and sharing your interests. Been fun, as always, as well, Nick. Nick, we gotta hang out sometime. I know COVID's a thing, but, we're all in the same... We're in the same circle in the same area, so it's good stuff. Yeah, good stuff. And I'll definitely... don't be surprised if I start throwing up some reviews over the weekend, or on like Saturday night or something like that. Like probably won't do like a full-blown stream, but I might start throwing up some reviews of certain video games or things like that. So yeah, be on the lookout for those, because I do want to, have other non-stream content be still going strong on the channel. It's just that streaming's a lot of fun, and that's definitely, I think, an asset to the channel, and our friendships. So, which is, more important. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up for the stream and for the evening, which by now is headed into tomorrow. We are almost to Small Business Saturday. So shop your small businesses tomorrow safely and responsibly. Good night, International Channel for life. Maybe I'll watch some International Channel as I drift off into dreamland. You guys take care, and as always, bye-bye.